There's something on that birth certificate that he doesn't like.
Oh my God.
That's a terrible
That is
thing
just
to say.
Whoopi, I'm telling
that he
you.
was 3 pounds.
Whoopi, I love you. I'm
Donald,
telling
I
you.
love you too. I think that's the biggest pile of dog mess I've heard in ages.
I respect Barbara. You know, she said be polite to guests no matter what.
Yes.
And for the most part, I got through. I did it like I do now. And what they did for years, which is why people got up and said, you can't talk to me like this anymore. You can't talk about me like this anymore.
What plan? Whoopi Goldberg's words cut through the noise like a knife, but Trump's response? Insults galore, from calling her dumb to disgusting. It's clear someone's feeling cornered. But what was it about this one question that sent him into overdrive? Get ready to uncover the details behind this live TV fiasco. Before we move on, I will like you to subscribe to the channel and like the video. What plan? That was the question from Whoopi Goldberg on The View that stopped everything. Deadpan, cutting, and perfectly timed, it was aimed straight at Trump's claims about FEMA and his supposed master strategy for dealing with disasters. He'd been rattling off those vague promises again, the ones where he pats himself on the back without ever actually saying what he's done. But Whoopi wasn't buying it, and she didn't even need a long speech to make her point. She just let the silence after her question hang in the air. And boy, did it speak louder than anything else.
I've not been a fan of this man's. I don't like how he talks to us. I don't like how he talks to the nation. He's been in New York forever. He's a New York person and been a New York character. That being a character on television is a lot different than being the president of the United States.
Trump's reaction, though, a total meltdown. The guy didn't even try to answer the question. Honestly, you'd expect some defensiveness or even a well-rehearsed line. Instead, he skipped to his greatest hits, insults. He called Whoopi dumb and disgusting, throwing a full-blown tantrum instead of explaining himself. It's classic Trump. Whenever he's backed into a corner, the insults come flying. He's like a cat knocking things off a shelf out of frustration. But while Trump was busy clawing at Whoopi, she didn't flinch. Her calm, factual tone made the whole thing even more awkward for him. The contrast between her collected demeanor and his childish defensiveness couldn't have been clearer. This isn't the first time Trump's handled criticism poorly. Remember how he went after Rosie ODonnell years ago with those nasty jabs? Or more recently when he lashed out at Mika Brzezinski for, of all things, her appearance.
And I've known Hillary for a long time. This is the first time ever, that Hillary is sitting down and speaking to major corporate leaders and not getting paid for it. I don't think so badly of Rosie O'Donnell anymore. In fact, I'm actually starting to like Rosie a lot. I called Hillary a nasty woman. But this stuff is all relative. After listening to Hillary rattle on and on and on.
It's a consistent pattern with him. The minute someone calls out his claims, especially when it comes to his leadership or credibility, he deflects with name-calling. What made this moment stand out is that Whoopi didn't let him slip away from the actual issue. Her question about FEMA wasn't just a dig, it was a spotlight on Trump's lack of transparency, and he hated it. So why does Trump always resort to insults when challenged? Is it insecurity, or does he genuinely think it's effective? Maybe it's both. Either way, it ends up revealing more weakness than authority. When words fail, all he's got left is noise.
We have never been asleep. No one's ever let us sleep. Because we've had to keep, because we've had to keep reminding people that women don't want to be spoken down to. Find a different way than to come after people because of their heritage, which they are born into. It is not a choice. You are who you are. Gay folks don't want to be spoken down to. Straight folks don't want to be spoken to. People don't want to be spoken down to. They don't want to be made fun of. Get a better gig. If you're a comic, be funnier.
Insults have always been Trump's go-to move. Corner him with a tough question, and instead of answering, he starts lobbing petty jabs like a kid on a playground. He's not exactly subtle about it either. Whoopi Goldberg's recent takedown on The View was just the latest example. When she challenged him directly about FEMA and his so-called plan, he skipped defending himself entirely. Instead, he swung straight into name-calling, labeling her dumb and disgusting. That's his thing. When facts aren't on his side, he doesn't even try to argue. He just throws verbal punches. And let's not act like this was a one-off moment. Trump has made a career out of insulting people. It doesn't matter if it's political rivals, journalists, or celebrities. If they challenge him, they suddenly become nasty, low IQ, or in Rosie ODonnell's case, a long list of unprintable names. The problem isn't just how often he does it, it's how predictable it's become. Take this exchange with Whoopi. He even tried to claim that she and her View co-hosts used to adore him, but Whoopi shut that down instantly, calling it a pile of dog mess. Can we all just pause for a moment and appreciate the fact that he straight up lies on live TV even when people can fact check him in real time?
We're tired of that. That's why people are saying right there, you heard the women say, listen, what we heard at that rally should be enough to shake folks awake.
But he keeps lying about me, and I do want to correct this. He keeps referring to, I wrote him secret love letters of some sort. I don't write love letters to dictators or aspiring dictators like Donald Trump did to Kim Jong-un.
You know, say, oh, you're with a white guy, I'm gonna keep you from being deported. No, he's gonna deport you and put the white guy with someone else. The man is out there.
The bigger question is, why is Trump so stuck on personal attacks? Is it insecurity, a distraction technique? Honestly, it's probably both. Communication experts have noted that when someone relies this heavily on insults, it says more about them than their target. For some, it looks bold, like Trump's pushing back against critics. But for many, it just makes him seem fragile, like someone who can't handle opposition without lashing out. He's rewriting the playbook for political discourse, but not in a way that requires much skill. It's all noise, no substance. At the end of the day, Trump's defensiveness isn't strength, it's a sign of weakness. The more he talks, the clearer it gets. He's not dodging criticism because he has better answers. He's dodging because he has none.
I respect Barbara. You know, she said be polite to guests no matter what.
Yes.
And for the most part, I got through. I did it like I do now. That being a character on television
Right.
is a lot different than being the president of the United States. Find a different way than to come after people because of their heritage, which they are born into. It is not a choice. You are who you are. Right. You know, say, oh, you're with a white guy, I'm gonna keep you from being deported. No, he's gonna deport you and put the white guy with someone else. The man is out there.
Trump's insults may sound loud, but they don't make him powerful. They reveal just how fragile he really is. When faced with criticism, instead of defending his ideas, he turns to personal attacks, like a kid losing in a game and flipping the board. Whoopi Goldberg's takedown on The View proved it again, put him under pressure, and his first move is lashing out. This behavior isn't clever or strategic, it's defensive, and it shows an inability to handle accountability. Truth and decency still matter, and calling out tantrums like Whoopi did is how we keep leaders honest, no matter how noisy they get.